This one got me highly upset, man. It's kind of hard to do what I do, man, because it's just my little channel, what I'm saying, against media propaganda and the big machine. But Black New Yorker residents spar over who should receive reparations payments. But that's not it. Let me introduce y'all to this chick. Meet Bertha Lewis. And she says she don't give a damn what California did. That sounds like some tether talk to me. That's not something that a foundational Black American would say when they know that they definitely wouldn't be trying to give it out to everybody and include everybody unless you a shill for them people. We'll be right back on the Keep It P podcast. Yes, y'all. Let me read y'all what this lady said, man, because this actually got me fuming, and it's something I can expect. We on the right track when they fighting hard tooth and nail to either include everybody into it or to not drop that cash off. Right? Check this out. It says Black New Yorkers have conflicting ideas over who deserves reparation as a commission will soon begin to discuss the issue. I bet you the commission got tethers on it. In December, New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed a bill that established a commission to research the best ways to offer reparations to descendants of slaves in the state. By February, she announced the members who would make up the commission. Although the commission has not yet been met, some Black residents were already concerned that it would be limited to only direct descendants of slaves, similar to what California's Reparation Commission announced. That's a false narrative, Bertha Lewis, the head of the Brooklyn based Black Institute, never heard of Black Institute, first off, told the New York Post, I don't give a F what California did. Well, listen here, lady. You need to be taking notes because that's what the grassroots wants. And that's what it's supposed to be. Now you sound like a paid bought coon for them people, man. That it just don't make no sense. Why would we want to include everything? Didn't the governor just say reparations for the descendants of slaves? That don't mean nobody that came over here after we fought for them to get over here and experienced a little racism. You want to know why? Because they chose to come over here into this. They knew what the consequences would be with them having the skin color coming over here. But they came over here with the idea to separate and separate themselves from us. Like, I'm not like them Akatas. But guess what? Let me let y'all in on the secret, African people. Come here, let me tell you something. White people don't respect you. No, they don't. You want to know why they don't respect you? Because unlike them, see, they all get on code. You could be Scandinavian, you could be from Italy, you can be from Norway, you could be Kyrgyzstan. It don't matter. They gonna come together over whiteness. But see, what y'all do is, since y'all so tribal over there and all that, y'all don't even look at the people with your same phenotype and color as your brother, especially when it comes to creating a power base. So that's why they don't like you, because they be like, man, look at this African thinking that he better than our Negroes. Like, first of all, there is no better Black person in the world than the ones that come from the US. You want to know why? Because we never fled. Yeah, we might have was brought here and changed, enslaved, whipped, raped, beat, everything taken and stolen from us. But guess what we did not do? We ain't run nowhere. We ain't had nowhere to run. Guess what we did do? We made them get it right. That's right. We still slaves? No, we not. So something happened, and whatever that was happening had these folks coming over here like it's all good. But I digress. It says, oh, and another thing I want to say before I go on. Why is it when they talking to or about black people, it's all vulgar? I don't give a F what California did. And ain't she like playing into the stereotypical black? See, and that's another thing. That's what made me think this is a tether, because she trying to blacken it up too much. A foundational black American sister know better than to be talking all crazy like that when you handling some business. That's what let me know this is a tether right here. Because you up there trying to black it up when it ain't time to. But it goes on to say, she continued, you can't just say only descendants of slaves from the South. Black people face the effects of slavery. Black people face this. Yes, we can say the descendants from the slaves from the South. What are you talking about, ma'am? That's the whole reason for the repair. There's no repair over discrimination, fool. What are you talking about? That won't even get you a check. Discrimination? It says black people face the effects of slavery, discrimination, simply because they were black. That ain't our problem. They chose to come over here. They knew what was up. You should have stayed at home. Oh, I forgot. You colonized over there. And Asians and everybody else whipping you and making you work and run laps and drop and give you 20. Your judges, your black judges, got white wigs on. Where they do that at? It says, and that looks so, man, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me show you. This is why you can't ally with certain people. White wigs judges wear. Hold on. Look at this, fam. Look at this, fam. Just let me show y'all something real quick, B. Look at this, man. Look at this, man. Zimbabwe today. In some African countries, judges and justices still wear these sort of wigs. And they're asking, should this practice be abolished? Brother, you can't think straight or think justly without some white stringy hair on your head, fam? What y'all doing over there? And hold on, let me show y'all another picture. These the people we supposed to ally with? You talking about the ones that's walking around with white hair on their head? Them? She one of them ones that got the white hair on her head. I'm sorry. I know it. Look how dumb they look. This dude got whole nappy hair up under that white wig. Malawi, that's another country. There's all type of countries over there in Africa that's wearing white wigs, fam. I digress. Let me continue. It says Lewis also emphasized that it could be difficult to pinpoint direct descendants of slavery. No, it's not. It's not. No. And guess what? It should be if your parents go back to what they say the 1860 dolls rolls, right? And for foundational black Americans like myself, that's only 2 grandparents back. That's my grandma and my great grandma. That's all. It ain't that hard. How come it's so? Guess what? They didn't have no problem figuring out who is Japanese to get that Japanese internment camp money. They ain't had no problem with that. It says if we're going to talk about reparations, you have to talk about discrimination that has gone on as long as a long time against black people in the white American system, Lewis said. No, we don't. We can talk about it because we the ones that's supposed to be getting compensated. Y'all can't talk about it because you chose to come over here up in it. That was a choice you made. It says, by contrast, Little Africa News founder Mona Davids, a black South African, argued that black citizens who willingly immigrated to New York should not receive reparations since it was our choice to come here. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's why we don't talk in absolutes. That's why there's some writers out here. Shout out to that sister. Hold on, let me pull her. Let's see what she looked like. Hold on, let me see what she looked like. Cause kudos to her, man. I'm saying, man, all it take is, and it's the thing. The publication and everybody know what the truth is, but they put people like her up in front for the BS. Now hold on. Shout out to this sister right here. Look at this right here. Y'all see that? Shout out to that sister right there, man. You know what I'm saying? We ride with the riders in Africa. If Tether is actively working against foundational black Americans in our own home, basically. That's what makes you a tethered. It don't make you a tethered just because you from the diaspora. I want everybody to get that clear. But it goes on to say the only beneficiaries, and this is a quote, the only beneficiaries of reparations should be descendants of chattel slavery, not African immigrants or Afro-Cuban descendants, Caribbean descendants. That's right. She added, descendants of slaves didn't have a choice. White people benefited from slavery. David also called out African countries, pointing out that some of their rulers had previously profited from slavery as well. So why would we be giving them dudes anything? They ain't send a boat, a kite, a rescue pigeon, nothing over here. We was just gone, and that was just that. And that goes back to how they always been tribal and never even had a respect for their own color. If you can sell your own people out like that, that makes black Americans here in the U.S. some of the most exalted and moral people ever. Because that's something we wouldn't do. It goes on to say, it says, it says, in many cases, it was black Africans who sold slaves. Ghana is rich. Nigeria is rich, she said. Well, I guess they ain't rich, but whatever. Digital News reached out to New York governor's office for a comment. Holaka did not elaborate whether reparations include all black citizens or only descendants of slaves. However, she argued that even descendants of immigrants who arrived after the end of slavery could be culpable in paying reparations. Yeah, they could. That's right. All y'all, everybody that migrated over here. Because guess what? When you leave your country and their laws and their what do you call it? Their what we have, the declarations and all of that. When you come to a country, you adopting what they had on. So what they had going on. So y'all sat back and said, hey, they ain't treating all them black people good. It looks like they treating all the fair-skinned light people from wherever I'm from. Let me go over there and go get in on the pie. And as soon as y'all get over here, what y'all do? Click up with whiteness and institute anti-black racism. And usually it's the immigrants, Chinese people, Mexican people, Indian people, what you call Somalia, any of them, they be more anti-black than the white people trying to fit in. You want to know why? Because they all know that there's a dominant society and they all try to curry favor with the dominant society. So yeah, they culpable. Y'all all, I ain't never owned no slaves. My family came over here with $2. Yeah, $2 in white and $1 million worth of whiteness, as Tariq would say. $2 and $1 million worth of whiteness that afforded you all type of government assistance, all type of land, and everything. Stop playing. And they talk about handouts. It says, and I quote, I think of the immigrants and the children of immigrants who've come here since the end of slavery, Holick said. They will say, we had no involvement in slavery. None of our relatives were slave owners. And there's part of me that worries about leaping into this conversation because of racial division and strife it could start. But guess what? We're not talking about that's a false equivalency, ma'am. And you sitting up there smiling like you're doing something. But the citizens are going to have to pay taxes and the government's going to have to pay us. Ain't nobody had nothing to say about their taxes going to Ukraine, Afghan, all these Pizza Hut and Walmart gift cards and 9,000 rent vouchers. And all. Nobody got nothing to say about that with their tax dollars. Nobody had nothing to say. Nobody got nothing to say about us funding these casinos. And I know Indians in Minnesota right now, they get 10 racks a month, fam. I know a dude, I ain't gonna say his name, but when he turned 18 as an Indian, he got like 50, 60, 70 racks. And then he started getting money every month. I know, because that was one of my best custos back in the day. Come on, man. I don't want to hear that, dog. Guess what? Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. You just gonna have to deal with it. And last but not least, the governor continued, these hurdles and tired masses come here to seek a better life. Slaves, people who were enslaved, didn't come here willingly to pursue that dream, but they came in bondage to live nightmare. And we have to ask, do those of us whose families came here to pursue a dream not have a role to play in ending the nightmare? Yes, we do. That's what I'm talking about. That's an African person on code. Do you understand what I'm saying? She on code. This lady though, let me go back real quick. That's the black lady that's on. That's the African lady that's on code. But this lady right here, this one right here though, where's Shorty at? Hold on. This one, Shorty right here. I'm smelling all type of rhino jerky and cheetah pea, fam. And I'm not even gonna hold you. But let me know what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that I could be wrong? Do y'all think that Africans but this is the thing though. Of course you shouldn't think that, because once you say black people in general and not the ones that's descended of slaves, then you leave that open for all the Mexicans too, who got the little black abuela down in Mexico that they go visit. They little, abuela, just as dark as me, but they up there practicing that La Raza, that lighten the race up so they can all look white like they little Spaniard colonizers. Anyway, I digress. I ain't gonna hold you, love, but I'm a moja, foja, and scourge about being on code is what I'm gonna do. I got 4 words for you, man. I need you to go ahead, subscribe for the vibes, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care about getting black empowerment everywhere. Please do that on the platforms that we own, Jones. Cut the check for foundational black Americans. Tariq and brother Claude Anderson and all the people who tried to to show us the way of delineation. Great people, man. This is why we need to establish ourselves as our own people, because we got other people trying to come in and take the set right from under us. Cause um, look, you squaring the eye real quick before I let you go. Hold on, family, fam, bam, bamalino. I got 4 words for you, cuz love with the peace and the blessings and Maloha. I'm out the door. For sure. You already know.